Hi everyone, live truth seeking here. So today is going to be a bit of a weird video because it's more theory based. So yeah, what it's going to be about is about technology and how advanced technology really is. Is it way more advanced than what we're told, and how old is technology exactly? Is it a lot older than what we're told? How long has it been around? Has it been around forever? These are some of the stuff that I'm going to try and look into. So here we've got the development of the TVs. So the first one came out in 1930, right? For people to watch it, and then 1940s, 1950s when it became mainstream, right? That's when more people started to have it, have the TV. Which was in the 1950s, 60s, where most people started to have them, and it became a big part of their lives and everything they did, right? And that's when the propaganda really started to show on TV, and this is where it started to get a bit interesting, because that was around about the same time as when they staged the moon landing. Coincidence, right? Like all the other coincidences in the world, the TV comes out and becomes mainstream around about the same time that the staged the moon landing in 1969, when everyone, pretty much a loads of people, every family had a TV in the house, right? And was sitting, getting excited to watch the moon landing. Interesting, it came out around about the same time. And obviously it's gone 1970s, and they get bigger and bigger, don't they? 1980s, you can see it turns into colour, it becomes more bigger part of life. 1990s, obviously family get together was family getting around TV and watching it. And then we got to the 2000s, right? And then the early 2000s, in 2001 we had 9/11. And that's when people's behaviour started to change, and that's when the fear really started to kick in, right? So it's all part of a plan, right? The TV is a propaganda machine. It's all part of the plan. Then we got 2010 where it's become bigger, like a proper Black Mirror, right? Interesting. So I don't think this is anything new. So yeah. So it changed people's behaviour. When they broadcast, cast, right? They broadcast the news now, and obviously people always want to watch the news, see what's going on in the world, and so forth, right? And it was part of the plan, right, to get people. Everyone has a TV in their home, so everyone got a TV in the home, and it changed people's behaviour. It put fear in people. This thing has changed people's lives and how we behave in society. These are the things, the black mirrors. And when they say broadcasting news, like casting a spell, they are casting a spell. They're casting a spell on people, right? It's about casting a spell. Now, I've got a tablet, right? I'm on a tablet right now, and I'm wanting to get rid of it eventually. I've got a keyboard with it, so it's like a laptop, right? And it does everything a laptop does. However, I'm saving up for a computer, so eventually I will get rid of this tablet because it's part of the problem. It's a smart device, isn't it? So I've been no better getting it. But when I get rid of this tablet and I get my computer, I've got an old MP3 player. Yeah, I'll use that for my music, and I'll get rid of my smartphone that I have, and get an ordinary flip up phone if I need to. That's my plan. So I'm going to save up for a computer, get rid of my tablet, because I've only been using my tablet really to do videos, and I sometimes do videos on my phone, so I use my phone, but really I don't need my phone. So I'm going to get rid of my smartphone, get a flip up phone, and I listen to music, so I'll just have my MP3 player. And if I ever go on long journeys, I've got my old Nintendo DS that I had when I was younger. I'll just use that for games and stuff, right? Or I'll take like something like a word search, because I like word searches, or I like Sudoku as well, so I'll probably, or colouring book even. I know it sounds a bit kiddish, but yeah, I do like colouring every now and then. It's quite therapeutic. So yeah, there are ways to get rid of this smart stuff, because this is the gateway to the New World Order. This is what it is, all these smart devices, the smartphones, for example, which is just an expansion of this propaganda machine, the TV. So yeah, it's changed people's behaviours because the news broadcasts fear. So it was all about, you know, expanding people's TVs, thinking they're cool for entertainment purposes, disguised as propaganda, right? And they got them out to every home in pretty much in the West, right? And then the propaganda started in the 60s, you know, with the moon landing, and it's just expanded ever since. It probably went on before that, right, with the newspapers. They're probably no different, but the fact that it's broadcasting on such a scale now that it changes people's behaviour it's unbelievable. Everyone is under a spell. This is a spell. People have TVs in their homes, they watch it, they listen to it, and now it's telling them what to do, and people are obeying it. Look at what's going on now with everything, with the mandates and all the rules that they're telling people they've got to follow, and people are doing it. People are changing. It's changing people's behaviour. That is a spell that's casted. It's broadcasting a spell, right? So yeah, they're expanding the scoring mirrors, the Black Mirror, right? They're broadcasting news, and now it's gone to small handheld devices, which is the smartphone, which now people cannot escape the propaganda, right? So let's have a look, right? So now it's gone from the TV, and they've made it so people can carry it around with them. So now they've got it on them all the time. They can look at the news and whatever. An average person will look at the news. Oh God, no, that's happened. Oh no, I'm in fear now. That's changed my behaviour. And if something's said that they've got to do, or a new law's coming on TV because they said they've got to follow it, or legally, should I say, and people will do it, it'll change people's behaviour in society, and that's exactly what it's doing. This is the gateway to the New World Order, and this will be part of the QR codes and all the scanning, contact tracing and stuff like that that's about to take place, and the scoring mirrors. It's called a scoring mirror, which is the legend of the scoring mirrors, which I don't think is anything new. And so yeah, and people carry around with them. This means nobody can escape the propaganda. And it makes me wonder if this was all a plan and all a setup, and it makes me wonder if this has all happened before, right? And I'll go into that in later detail. Quite interesting. So all these smartphones and getting bigger and coming to tablets and stuff. And to myself, right, I got this before, right, a few years ago. I didn't know about. I've had a smartphone because, you know, I'm in my 20s. In my mid-20s now. I'm heading into my late 20s, nearly. And, you know, I grew up thinking that smartphones were okay. I kind of knew about what was going on and nothing was right, but I didn't know the smartphone was the gateway to the New World Order, and it is exactly that, right? And I watched an interview with Steve Jobs on the iPhone, and he was talking about how it's touchscreen and it's it works like magic, right? He used the word, it works like magic. And the way his behaviour was seemed like he's always known that it exists. And I think these are nothing new. These smartphones are not new. These are old. And I reckon this has happened before. I think they've had a reset before, or they've done something's happened to a society and civilization, and they've kept this hidden from the public, and they drip feed us the technology, right? And that goes to the magic mirror, right? We've seen this magic mirror, the Snow White, which is mirror, mirror on the wall, who's the fairest of them all, and it's a light in the mirror that tells the queen she's the fairest of them all, right? It's an evil mirror. And we've got Disney depicting here. Look, and I want you to look at this. Does that not look similar to this? Look at the phones and look at that, right? That's the legend of the scoring mirrors, the Black Mirror. Don't they look very similar? And I think that's where the TV comes from, right? It's telling you people what to do, and it changes people's behaviours. That's exactly what it does. So I'm going to talk about the lithium, right? So lithium is a chemical element with the symbol Li atomic number 3. And it's a silvery white alkali metal. So this is what's used in lithium batteries. Yeah, lithium batteries is what we need for the all the stuff we use today with the so-called phones and all the technology that we use, the lights and everything, illuminations and stuff, right? And I found this was interesting. So we've got lithium here, Latin lithium. Bathing ladies and gentlemen in the spas that are in water contained lithium in the 14th century. was the real source of good mood, and since ancient times physicians have used lithium to calm their patients. Interested in it. Lithium is one of the elements of whose role in the body is little known, but we do know a lot about its role in the medicine. So it's big in medicine as well, right? And of course, we've got lithium batteries, which they use. So yeah, that's quite interesting. So yeah, I just thought I'd point that out. So we've got this the old style TVs that went from the 1930s right up, and I think they drip feed us this technology. You know, this one in 2010 you see here, right? I think this one has been around for decades, if not centuries, and they keep it hidden from the public. The powers that be, or the people in the shadows, keep it hidden from the public, and they drip feed the public the technology as time goes on, when the time's right. And the same with the smartphones. I don't think this is new technology. I think this is very old technology, and it goes back to the magic mirror, right? The mirror on the wall where they broadcast it, you know. And even stuff like today, like you see with the potion, like the medicines and the jabs and all that they're using chemicals to make the jabs and all that, and develop these to basically sting people with the poison, right? Well, that's like potions, isn't it? Mixing potions. Interesting, right? I'll just show you something else quickly, which backs my theory up with the Great Reset and how this has probably happened many times before, and that's why it flows so well. You know, with the smartphones, the TVs coming out at the right time for the moon landings and all that, and the propaganda. I don't think this is new technology. I think they say that we've invented this or this is coming out, but I think this is very old. I think this is ancient technology, and I think they just drip feed it to us. And I think this has happened many times before. I think there's been civilizations before ours, probably quite a few, that this has happened before, where they've had the TVs and the smartphones and so on. It's worked up to whatever. And I'll back that up in a minute. We'll show you something. So here I'm on VK. I'm just going to go down a bit. I've got some good stuff actually on here. I'll link it in the description. So look, we've got the Georgia Guidestones there with the X, and McDonough wearing the X saying not everybody's coming to the future, which is a song worth checking out. It's got a little bit of interesting stuff on it. But this documentary here, right, it's a very weird documentary, A World Without Humans, and I'm guessing it was a nuclear war, or looks like it. It shows cities after London, Paris and New York, for example. So it's a documentary where there's no humans, and it basically progresses throughout the years of the cities disintegrating into nothing. And basically about 200 or 300 years down the line, there's not much left. There's only little remaining of the civilization. That if our world was to, everything was to disappear, if humans just disappeared off the earth for no reason whatsoever, just disappeared, it show how all the power stations and everything would blow up and eventually and cause radiation, and nature would take its course, and all the buildings would disintegrate into nothingness, and eventually it will just be nature. There'll be nothing left. There'll be no remains of the civilization before. And it makes me think that maybe that's the case for civilizations before this one. Just a theory, and if you don't agree with me, you don't have to. This is just a theory. This is just what I'm thinking from the research I've done. It's definitely worth a watch. I might download this video and upload it to my YouTube channel so you can watch it, or I might upload it to VK so you can watch it on there, because it is a very interesting documentary. I'll put the link in the description as well for it, but it's definitely worth a watch. It shows what life would be like without humans, and it shows how the world that we know today doesn't exist 300 years down the line. And if people that do exist 300 years down the line would not find much trace of any landmarks really that are left. There's only certain small amounts left, because nature's basically taken over, and all the buildings and all the civilization, anything that was left would be completely gone. There'll be no trace of anything. So maybe, you know, when you see all these really old ruins today and these weird little things that people find out that don't make any sense, and history don't make any sense, maybe they're hiding something, right? So it's definitely worth watching. Anyway, I'll leave it there. Thanks, guys.